Okay, I will now call the April 6, 2020 Blue Springs City Council meeting to order. We will now go to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Tom Adams
is now joining.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States
of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next we have the consent agenda. Councilmember
Mayor.
Edmondson asks.
Mayor, I'm sorry, we need to do a roll call, please.
What are you going to do? You want to go ahead and do a confirmation of a quorum?
That is correct.
Okay, we'll do that first before we ask for a motion on the consent agenda.
All right, please remember to unmute your microphone and state your name and that you're here. Councilmember Kaler,
Councilmember Jerry Kaler, here.
Councilmember Levisay,
Councilmember Levisay, here.
Councilmember Fowler,
Councilmember Fowler, here.
Councilmember Erickson,
Councilmember Erickson, here.
Councilmember Edmondson,
Councilmember Edmondson, here.
Councilmember Culpepper,
Councilmember Culpepper, here.
Mayor Ross.
Mayor Ross is here.
Everyone is present. Thank you.
Okay, a quorum has been established. So now we will go to the consent agenda. Councilmember Edmondson asked that we pull item B. So unless there are other items that need to be pulled, I would accept a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Who was that, please?
Please state your name when you do it.
Councilmember Edmondson.
Second, Councilmember Erickson.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda except for item B. So we will roll call that, please.
Councilmember Kaler,
Councilmember Kaler, aye.
Councilmember Levisay,
Councilmember Levisay, aye.
Councilmember Fowler,
Councilmember Fowler, aye.
Councilmember Erickson,
Councilmember Erickson, aye.
Councilmember Edmondson,
Councilmember Edmondson, aye.
Councilmember Culpepper,
Councilmember Culpepper, aye.
Mayor Ross.
Mayor Ross, aye.
Carried unanimously.
Now we will go to Councilmember Edmondson on item B.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will be abstaining from item B. This is the approval of the fireworks contract. Due to my association with the Blue Springs Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association, which I'm second vice president of and in charge of the fireworks tent, I feel I should abstain from this vote. Thank you.
Okay, is there any discussion from the council on item B?
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a motion to approve.
Second, Councilmember Kaler.
We have a motion. We have a second to approve item B. And we're just going to have to roll call everything to make sure we get keep the record straight.
I think so. Councilmember Levisay,
Councilmember Levisay, aye.
Councilmember Fowler,
Councilmember Fowler, aye.
Councilmember Erickson,
Councilmember Erickson, aye.
Councilmember Edmondson,
Councilmember Edmondson abstaining.
Councilmember Culpepper,
Councilmember Culpepper, aye.
Councilmember Kaler,
Councilmember Kaler, aye.
Mayor Ross.
Mayor Ross, aye.
Motion carries.
We will now go to mayoral announcements, and as most of you know, we have been just inundated with information, probably information overkill on this virus that's going around, COVID-19. There's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of concern out there. There are a lot of people that's out of work, and we're concerned about that. You have a lot of businesses that are closed. I was mentioning earlier, I picked my daughter up from the airport yesterday at KCI, and Delta Airlines almost like us an airplane graveyard. The planes are just lined up with no action. But anyway, we want to continue to hope that we get a handle on this thing soon, because it's not just an American issue, it's a worldwide issue right now. So we can do our part. We can do our part by staying at home, because the governor has actually issued a stay-at-home order now. So if we stay at home, only go out if you have to go out for something. And even when you go out, you need to be able to, well, even at home, you need to wash your hands. If there's nobody else in the house with you, stay 6 feet away from them. And also, don't congregate around people if it's more than 10 of you. And the latest order came down saying that maybe you should go ahead and wear a mask. Still stay 6 feet away from people, even with the mask on. That mask doesn't necessarily protect you totally, but it doesn't hurt. I know Councilmember Kaler has his there. I brought mine. So when you go out, make sure if no other reason, you're protecting the people around you, just in case you have contracted that somewhere along the way. We want to continue to hope for the best with this, and that it'll be over soon. But who knows? I don't have a crystal ball, and I don't think anyone else that does either. So it just keeps working toward trying to find an end to it. That's going to bring me to Thoughts to Ponder, which is very simple tonight, and it's from Jonathan Swift. And I quote, may you live every day of your life, which I think is very profound and fitting. That being said, we have an executive session tonight, so we're going to go to our city attorney for a motion to so move. Let me go back and ask the city clerk. We had someone join the meeting tonight. Did they want to say anything before we go to executive session?
I have not received any comments, and we don't have a public comment section on the agenda at this point with the call-ins.
Okay, very good. Now we will go to our city attorney for a motion to so move.
Your Honor, this is City Attorney Summer. At this time, the appropriate motion would be to move that this public body go into closed session pursuant to Section 610.021, subparagraph 2, Revised Statutes of Missouri, for the purpose of privileged communication between a governmental body or its representative and legal counsel, including discussion of purchase or sale of real estate, and that any minutes, documents, and other records discussed or taken during the closed session remain closed, and that the regular open session of this body stand adjourned at the completion of the executive session.
Who would like to so move that?
So moved by Councilmember Jerry Kaler.
Second, Councilmember Erickson.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to go into executive session. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Fowler?
Councilmember Fowler, aye.
Councilmember Erickson?
Councilmember Erickson, aye.
Councilmember Edmondson?
Councilmember Edmondson, aye.
Councilmember Culpepper?
Councilmember Culpepper, aye.
Councilmember Kaler?
Councilmember Kaler, aye.
Councilmember Levisay?
Councilmember Levisay, aye.
Mayor Ross?
Mayor Ross, aye. So
Carried unanimously.
Okay, so we're going to go into executive session.
So I will be disconnecting. If you have not hung up, I'll disconnect anyone that is not part of the council for the executive session. Thank you for joining us.